Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and we're going to make something a little bit different. These are, these are, I don't know which. This is a digital that I have, and it's also over on Print and Cut. And if you see some black on my hands, I am sorry, I've got ink all over me. But this is a digital, and then these are digitals. This is an old letter. Some of them are in a different language. I can't understand them, but what we're going to do is use these letter fronts, or use these envelope fronts, and then put these little letters in there. And this can either slide in a pocket or glue down, whatever you want to do to it. And I didn't want to cut a little opening out here because I didn't want to lose any of my envelope, but these are some actual vintage envelopes that I have here that we have scanned and I've made a digital out of. Now I made them not too big intentionally because I wanted them to be able to slide down in a pocket or serve as a pocket on a journal. So these are actually 4 3/4 wide and they're 3 inches tall, so that would either make a good pocket that wouldn't be too wide, or it can slide down in a pocket, whichever one that you would want to do with them. So that's kind of what we're going to do. I've got a few here kind of sort of cut out, not really. And then I've got a piece of paper. Now this is almost like a cardstock. It was just in my stash and I thought I would use it up. So we're going to use this, and I'm just going to trim down a little bit of that so that I don't waste any of it. Now, another thing that you could do if you wanted to utilize the whole width of your envelope is this part back here, make a little gusset on it where you could glue on the gusset and not on this part, because this one is a little bit tight. So let's see. I don't know if that might be a little bit too stiff to do a gusset. So let's do a piece of this. So what I'm going to do is leave about 1/2 inch on each side. And I'm just going to tear it. I'm not going to worry about cutting everything. It will be fine. And then, let's see, I may leave a little bit down at the bottom too. Don't know. Let me think. I don't think we'll need any at the bottom, so I think on the bottom I'm just going to tear it off about where I need it. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to trim this the rest of the way out because I have to now. Edith, you didn't think about that. I'll tell you what, I think I'm just going to tear it because I'd like for this to be kind of a rough edge. Plus I'm going to take just a little bit of that black off around there. Well, look at that. I didn't do too good there, did I? You got to hold it down tight, Edith. There we go. That'll give me kind of a rough edge, and I'll think I'll like that better. Let's see, this is the top. I may just fold this top over and let it be, add a little bit of strength to this. What about if we do that? There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this white off that I didn't get torn right. So how are you guys today? What are you up to? I just got back and I'm very excited because my granddaughter actually did my hair for the first time today. And she did a fantastic job. Bethany, the one that just graduated from college, she did a wonderful job. And then she is about to start doing facials, so I can't wait for that because I told her I'm your first customer. Put me down, put me down. Alright, I'm going to fold this in and this in. And I may have folded it too much, I don't know. Well, maybe not. So anyway, I just got back from there and I got sleepy when I was up there with her. She made me sleepy, fiddling with my hair and rubbing my head and massaging my neck, and next thing I know, I was like, oh, I'm sleepy. Alright, I'm going to glue the sides down first just to make sure that I have it folded about right, and then I can always trim off on the bottom if I need to. Yeah. Now let's fold, let's trim, not fold, let's trim off on the bottom. And I'm going to do a little, try to do the cut like it's on the front part, and then I'll glue that down. If you want to tear it and measure it exactly, you can, but you know me. I'd as soon tear and fold and flip. Tear and fold and flip around, that's me. But my hair is very finicky because I have very thin and very fine hair. My hair is like baby fine. So it's hard for anybody to do my hair because it's, you know, it's just finicky. And so I told her, I said, I'm going to come and let you do it, but I said, I need to tell you a few things to expect. And she was like, okay. She was very nervous, bless her heart. I said, now, number one, don't be nervous because it's just hair and it will grow back if something happens. But I said, number two, my hair pulls red pigments. So if you're not careful, whatever you put on it, if it doesn't have a lot of ash in it or something, it's going to pull red. And I said, I don't want red. And she's like, I said, I want my gray covered up, but I don't want red. And she's like, okay, Nene, I think I can do it. I'm pretty sure I can do it, Nene. And she did. She did a wonderful job. She was a little shaky, though, a little bit nervous because she's not done my hair before. But I said, there's nothing to be nervous about. You did a fantastic job. So she was pleased. And she's going to do me a pedicure, but she was covered up today, so she didn't have time. And I said, that's okay. You can do my pedicure later. No problem. I have a overlap. Do you know what an overlap is? I have an overlap, so I have to have my toenails and my feet done because I'm a little bit too wide in the middle to bend over there. I can, but it hurts my back. So I always have my toenails done about once a month, once every 2 weeks, something like that. I don't know. And so I said, this time I'll let you do them if you will. And she said, oh, I'd love to, Nene. And I said, you're not finicky about toenails like your mother, are you? And she said, no, I'm not finicky about feet. She said, that's what I did a lot in college is feet. Now, Melina she has a phobia for feet. She don't even like to look at your feet, no matter who it is. Me, her daddy, her husband, no matter. It doesn't matter. She can't stand it. She'll gag if she looks at your feet. So I said, well, it's a good thing you don't have that because if you're going to be doing all of this, you're going to need to touch feet. And she said, no, I don't have that like my mama. Okay, I folded that one a little bit too tall because this is a smaller one. But we can either fold it again or I can just leave it sticking out a little bit like that. And I really don't mind that because you can see that old writing on there. But instead of talking, if you'll measure yours, then you can put it in there the right way. But you can see we've got more room in this one because I did that little gusset on the side. So you've got plenty of room in there. But I really think I'm going to leave it sticking out like that. I kind of like that. So there is another one. Let's do this one. So now I told her, I said, I probably won't be able to walk when I get up because normally I don't sit that long at a time. I'm usually up and down, walking around doing stuff. And I sat quite a long time up there because actually I let her take a couple more people in between me while I was processing. because there was no use in them just sitting there waiting on me. So I said, go ahead and do theirs while I'm sitting here. And she said, are you sure? And I said, yes, I'm sure. I said, I don't mind just sitting here waiting. So, and I sat there and I got so sleepy. I was like, oh. I was sitting right under the fan and it was blowing on me. And I got sleepy. So, now I'm not worth 15 cents. But I decided I did need to come back and get a video done because I didn't get one done yesterday. And I've got so many things to do. And I want you guys to be with me when I do it because I don't like doing things by myself. Alright, we're going to fold. Now this one I cut a little bit off there. Yours won't be that way if you purchase this kit. It won't be like that. I have these in the print and ship or in the regular digital. So now I think on this one I may go ahead and put a little gusset in the bottom just to see what the difference is going to be. It's probably not going to be a lot, but just to see. Benji left on a trip yesterday to California. He has had business out there, business trip, and there was storms between here and there, so he got diverted to Denver. So he has been in Denver since last night, and he had meetings all day today, and he didn't get to make them. So he was not very happy. He missed his second flight by 10 minutes. And because by the time they diverted and he got off of that one, then he didn't have time to get to the, terminal where the other one was taken off. So he missed it by 10 minutes. So he just had to call who he was having meetings with and say, I'm stuck in Denver. And he couldn't get another flight last night, so he was trying to find one today that would take him out in like a direct flight, but I don't know if he ever did or not. First time that I know that's happened that bad. Now, he's had other little problems here and there, delays and stuff, but never where he was just stuck in a town where he couldn't get to where he was going. Okay, we've put gussets all the way around on this one, so let's see how this works. I don't know if it will since I was talking when I did it too. Now when you do gussets and you're going to put a cover on the front, make sure that you glue right up at the edge. Because if you don't, then it's going to hinder whatever you put in your pockets. So just put that glue right up at the edge, not so close that you're going to squish it out and then close up your pocket, but just close enough that you're going to be able to close it up well. Okay. Now I'll have to trim that where I made that little miscut right there, but I think that is all good. So we'll just give that a little snip. It's not a problem. This is an old envelope, so everybody expects them to look a little off, don't they? So, I don't know what else to tell you. That was my saga for today and last night. Now, let's see. I'll put a little pull in this, but it's not going to be much because I don't want to cut any of that writing off there. And I probably will go back and do this digital and make it a little bit bigger. The envelope's a little bit bigger. Just to make some other things. I've got other things in mind that I think I can make out of these. So I may go back and do that. And then this is also a digital. It's just old letters that I had in some of the envelopes. And I have just copied them, scanned them, and then put them in a digital for you guys. Some of them was just about to fall apart. Like this one, it had lots of holes in it and things, but I like it. It says Ashland, January the 8th, 1880. Editor of New York Herald, Broadway and AM. I don't know what that says. New York. Isn't that neat? Enclosed find $10 for which please send the New York Herald for 1 year communicating with the next issue. Oh, immencing with the next issue to the following addresses. So you got all of these for $10 for a year. That's pretty good. That is neat. I'm going to have to print that out and keep it for myself. I like that. 1880. That is old letter, isn't it? Okay, let's try not to fold this one too large. So I'm going to fold it about right there. And then you can always fold these like back and forth like an accordion. You don't have to fold them the way I'm doing. I just usually fold them like this, and then this last part, just fold it over. And I didn't print on the back of mine. The back of mine's white, but you can always print on the back of them. And it makes them look more original. Or print them on coffee dyed paper, which the front's coffee dyed, but print coffee dyed on the back. These letters were, well, they're not coffee dyed. They actually look like coffee dyed. It's just the aging on them. So the front will be good, but just print like a coffee dyed sheet or something on the back if you want to. I just left mine because I wanted to do a video on them, and I didn't want to take time to reprint everything. So I'm going to put that in there like that. There we go. That fits perfect. So there's a little surprise for somebody. When they pull that out, they'll have a nice little letter in there. Let's see if this is wide enough. Yep, that's wide enough. We'll do this one. This is a smaller one, but this was a smaller envelope too. The envelope was real tiny. But if we can't fold the letter up to go in here, we'll just find something else to put in it. There we go. Cool. That is cute. Let's see. That says 61. Wow. That's old. Yes, my daughters, that's older than me. Okay. Let's go ahead and fold just a little bit. And I'm just doing all this by hand. You could put it in your little score tool if you wanted to. Do it whatever is easiest for you. This is more than fine with me to do like this. I folded that one a little bit small, like I did the other one. And then we're just going to fold up a little bit on that bottom. And I'm sure there's lots and lots of easier ways to do this, but I'm just trying to use up some scraps that I have. So that's why I'm giving it this go. Okay, let's see if that's going to work. Yeah, and we can just trim that top off. And on this one, I may just put some little pieces of ephemera in it. There we go. Now I'm going to trim this back off a little bit. And that's cute. Well, I guess I could put a little bitty pull in that one. It's teeny tiny, but that will look cute. Just slid down in a pocket full of little bitty things, like, you know, something like this, some kind of ephemera or something, just tucked down in there. So that's going to be another one. Let's find one that's a little bit larger that we can put another letter in. Oh, let's do this one. That's pretty. Let's see. This one? It's about the same size, but I like that one. And these will go in the journals that I'm working on now. I'm going to fold this little piece over, I think, just to give it more strength. Keep from cutting it off. There we go. And now let's see if we have any paper that possibly could be wide enough. Yeah, we'll make it do. So this is kind of my process on this. I know, like I said, there's probably easier ways and quicker ways, but to use up my scraps, this is the way I'm working it. See if that goes. Yep, that will work. I'm trying my best to get the journals that I have already ordered done before I leave the end of the month for the trip that I'll be going on with the kids. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I'm trying, but I've got quite a few still left to go, so I don't know if I'm going to make it, but I will do my very best. I've got 2 more that's almost ready to go out, and that will get me, I think I'll have like 5 after those 2, so not quite as bad as it was. And then of course there's some Christmas orders, but those won't need to be done before I leave. Which none of them need to be done before I leave. You know, everybody has told me, just do mine when you can. You don't have to rush, and I know you got other things going on, but I try to get them as quick as I can. Unless somebody just tells me, you know, I don't really want it until like a month from now or whatever. That's what I've been working on. That and everything else around here. Trying to get ready for our mystery kits live Friday night. Alicia, Melina, and myself will be on. We may even persuade Aaron to come and show his face. I don't know. He doesn't really like to do just pop. He don't mind doing videos if everything's planned, but he doesn't like just to pop in and do something. So, you know, if you plan for him to be with you, you have to tell him you're planning it. So, I don't know if he will or not, but we'll see. And of course, Brendan will be here. Don't know if Benji will be or not, since he's having problems. Oh, that one's going to be tight. We might be able to get it to go in there. I don't know. I printed this one on some lace background, and I thought it was really pretty. This one was just the letter was very, very torn all to pieces. So I preserved what I could of it and got mainly the writing. And then I had to remove the old background because you couldn't even see the writing with the old background, and then add it to this background. So this one was a little bit of a trial and error, but I didn't want to leave it out because It is actually, let's see if I can find the date again. Well, I don't see the date right now, but I think this one was actually the one that came out of an envelope that it was like 1860 or something like that. So it was very, very old. I'm just putting a little bit of ink around them to grunge them up a little bit more. Then we'll see if we can get it in here. Oh, it's going to be tight. Nope, we're not going to be able to do that one. That one's a little bit wider than the others. So I'll probably just have to, let's see. I'll probably tear. Well, I hate to tear any of that off. See that? Look at that purple writing on there. Yeah, I don't want to tear. This one is 1842. This one is old, old, old. So I hate to tear any of that apart. So I'll probably put something else in that one like I was talking about on the other. This one, let's see. This one's the one that didn't have the date, but I think this one was, the envelope was like, as a matter of fact, I think I have the envelope for this one right here. Let's see if I can find it. I think it was this one, this envelope. Now, I cannot read the date that's on there, but it was an oldie. No, I can't read it. But, yeah, we'll probably put that one in there. And I may make that a little bit bigger. I may blow it up a little bit, make it a little bit bigger. But I think on the remaining of these, I may just back them with something. And we'll just put these in the pockets like they are. And I may back them with some old book page. Let's see if I have any that would work. Okay, let's see if this book page will work. I was trying to find some that when I put this down, I'll still have a little bit of writing around it, but I don't know if that's going to work or not. We'll see. Yeah, that's going to work somewhat. I could make it a little bit smaller, but I don't want to cut any of my envelope. So did you guys find out if any of the other crafter channels on YouTube, if they're gone? What's going on? I don't know if any of you found out or not. I just feel like there's so many people gone off of YouTube now that used to do the videos on crafting, because if they're not, I can't find them. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. This is very brittle, so we're just gonna tear it easily. Yeah, I don't know. If everybody else is finding them and I'm not, then I'm doing something wrong. Because I looked again last night to try to find something to watch, and I never did run up on anything. Yes, I like that. And then we will, oh, that's just breaking with me just inking it. It breaks. So fragile. And I'm going to glue this down to something else where you can journal on the back of it. And that will preserve that book page too. Sorry, as usual, my head is really stopped up, and I'm having a little bit hard time breathing today. I try to get on here and not sniffle and sneeze and all that, but sometimes I just can't help it. One more week. Uh-oh. Whew, I like to have lost that. One more week and I should have all of my carpet out of my house. Thank the good Lord above. I'm so ready for that stuff to be gone. And I know my doctor is, because I call him every other day and say, I gotta have some more stuff for my head. Last time I called him, I think last week, he said, are you doing anything about getting that filthy carpet out of your house? And I said, oh yeah. I said, they're working on it, but I said, the guy that's doing it is trying to work me in because he's not charging me normal price. So he's just working me in, and I said he's just, you know, it's taking him a couple of weeks. So I said, but it's almost there. He said, good. He said, maybe you can come off of some of this medicine once you get rid of that mess. I said, I hope. So I don't like taking the medicine, but I like to be able to breathe. And Presley has a hard time when she comes over here too. So you can write on that. Oh, I cut that lady's head off. Oh well. And then you've got that, which I think is cute. Since she has asthma, she has a really hard time when she comes over for any length of time, because dust and anything like that just really tears her up. So she came over yesterday for a little while, and she said, Nene, I just can't breathe. She said, I got to go outside for a while. And it was so hot outside, she couldn't stay out there. And so she used her inhaler. She finally went home. She said, I just don't feel good. I'm going to go home. She's had that, her asthma's been really flared up lately because of all of the heat, and then we had whatever that was that come through where they give a dust advisory. I don't know what that was, but she's had all of that going on, and they've put her on steroids and give her shots, and so that's kind of got her out of whack too. But she just didn't feel good yesterday, I don't think. Not too good. I said, well, maybe before long, then I'll have all of this old carpet out of here, and then you and I both will be able to breathe easy. She said, I hope so. She said, I love spending the night with you, but see, the room that she has to sleep in has carpet in it, and she can't deal with it. Her asthma doctor said, no, that's just a no-no. So she hadn't really been able to spend the night with me. The night that she did spend the night with me, she slept downstairs and just slept in the recliner. Because downstairs we don't have any carpet left. Because when we had our flood, all of that got pulled up. So I said, too bad the upstairs didn't flood at the same time the downstairs did. Of course, me saying that and watch it flood, but I don't mean that. I just mean the insurance company paid for the flood downstairs, but you know, they're not paying for anything going on upstairs. Alright, let's try another one. Let's try on this side. I think we took that poor lady's head off. Maybe we can do different now. I just saw these today, and I had printed them out a long time ago, and I hadn't done anything with them. And I thought, why don't you just go ahead and put those together, and then you can use them in your journals. And they're, you know, they're copies of originals. They're not originals, but they're copies of originals. So I like anything that's old like that. Between this envelope and this old book page, this is really old. I got an old pieces tearing out of it. I'm just going to cut them out like that. We'll put a little ink there, and it'll just look like it's always been that way. So there's another one, and you can write on the back. Let's see. I think I'll do this blue one right here, and then I may call it a day, because I gotta go and do my little, I have a little inhaler myself that I have to use, and it's not for asthma per se, but it's kind of the same thing, the medicine in it, and it just kind of opens me up. Right now I'm struggling, so I'm gonna go and get it, and then see if I can find me something to eat. I know, it seems like every time I come on here, I got some kind of ailment, don't I? I know you guys get tired of hearing it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. This has just been a really rough summer for me and my breathing. And I don't know, somebody said when you get older, sometimes that happens. Maybe it's because I'm older. Maybe it's because we've got more dust in our area now. Maybe it's because of my carpet. Maybe, I don't know what it is exactly, but I'm ready for it to be gone, whatever it is. I don't like having problems breathing. I don't know how people that really have bad asthma, I don't know how they stand it, not being able to breathe when you have an attack. Oh my goodness. I feel for them. Bethany, Presley is bad enough when she has her attacks, but hers, you know, normally don't get quite that bad like some people that I have seen. My mother had asthma really, really bad, and I can remember I was just a little bitty thing, and she would wake us up just trying to breathe, and it was, of course, back then there wasn't anything like an inhaler or anything like that, so you know, my dad knew some things to do, and he would just do the things that he knew and get her back started breathing, but it used to scare us kids to death. I would ask my brothers, I was the baby, and I had 4 older brothers, and I would ask them, is she dying? Is she going to die? I was probably 4 or 5, but I can remember it so plain, and they'd say, no, she's not going to die. Daddy's going to fix her. Daddy's going to fix her. And sure enough, he would. I don't know. He would get buckets of water and steam and different things. And, of course, I don't remember all of it because I was so little. But he would end up getting her back breathing again. And we'd all go back to bed. It seemed like it always happened in the middle of the night. But it was a scary thing. I know that when you're a kid and you don't really understand what's going on. It was very scary. So when I have little episodes like this, I think to myself how scary it must have been for my mother. Because, I mean, hers was 100 times worse than anything I've had, but how scary that must have been for her. And not even have the medications and things that we do now to handle it, to take care of it. So that had to be miserable. Now this envelope, let's see. This one goes up and down this way. Guys, I think I'm going to cut it off right here. And I'll do these other 3 maybe later on. And I'll try to come back tomorrow and do another video if possible. But I'm just going to cut it off right here and go and get some medicine and see if I can get my head opened up enough that I can get some air in. I feel like right now somebody's pinching my nose and holding their hand over my mouth. But for all of you who have asthma problems, I feel for you terribly. I really, really do. It is nothing to joke about. It's a real thing, and it's very, very scary sometimes. But we will talk to you guys later. Hopefully talk to you tomorrow. And thank you so much for watching the video. If you like this video, and if you like other videos like this one, if you'll watch one of these that pops up on the screen, that would help us a lot, and I'm sure you would probably enjoy them. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.